This video is about one thing and one thing only. If you want to look good on your bike and really look good by actually being in control, I'm talking about hitting any drop, any jump, any rock garden, racing, and actually looking really good. It's going to come down to one thing and one thing only, and that is having a set of skills that work even if your bike isn't set up perfectly. How you need to do this is you need to look away from what everyone's telling you, which is buy a super sick bike. You need to do what 1% of riders are actually able to do, which is the real flex of having control in any and every situation and making the bike that they have look really good. How do we do this? The first thing you need to do is you need to create a set of anytime skills. Anytime skills are different from techniques that you can practice. So a lot of riders, what they do is they'll go out and go bike body separation, and they'll do, okay, I'm gonna go and work on my chin over stem while riding downhill, and all of these are good. But the thing is, if you're not feeling completely in control, your skills are breaking down when you go challenge them on the trail. All right, come on a journey with me. I'm gonna break this down in ultra fine detail. These are some very fine things here. You're gonna need to look closely at your screen. Now, where do we get balance from? Let's watch a little bit of a challenging section. This is a blown out rocky trail near my house. And when you watch the rider, pay close attention to, first of all, the visor. See how little the visor is moving. Now, in order to get balance, that means that the body's not getting thrown forward and backward every time we hit a bump, okay? So is the rider's suspension working? Absolutely. But what we really need to pay attention to here, if you look closely at the feet, this is where balance starts from, okay? There's 10 other things, but if you lose this, none of those other 10 things you can work on will work. What I want you to really hyper focus on in this moment that you need is this ability to get your front foot to do resistance, okay? Why the front foot? When we're riding down on a mountain bike, usually we're going downhill if we're doing gravity riding, the forces that we get that we need to oppose are mainly our body falling forward, okay? We already have gravity on our side. If we point the bike downhill, then what's going to happen is that the forces are effectively coming up at us. That means that the bike is gonna slow down every time we hit a bump. So when you're able to do exactly what the rider's doing right here, which is have that front foot angled with the heel down ever so slightly and the toe up a little bit, then what that allows me to do is to sink my body weight behind the foot and press into it, okay? That's the first component of balance that most riders miss that keeps them fighting the bike, okay? So what you need to do is you need to go film yourself so you can see what your feet are really doing in slow motion, okay? Just put your phone next to the trail and go ride in front of it. It's not that hard. When you see your body breaking down, that's a sign that you don't have some of the functional movement or the mobility needed in order to get into this position. Now, when you've got the front foot angled up like this, I'm able to push into that front foot and counteract the forces that are coming at me that are slowing the body down. Then what we also need to do is pay attention to the rear foot. A lot of times when riders go downhill, they allow their body to fall forward. Imagine what it feels like when your arms are locked and you're holding onto the bars. It's because your body's falling forward. It's your feet, not your arms. Put a comment below right now if this makes sense. We want to blow this up. Again, my name's Dave Davidson. I'm on a mission to solve the progression problem in mountain biking. We got a big challenge. Mountain biking is harder than we are good at it, and I'm here to solve this problem by restoring athleticism and integrating skills onto the bike. You're part of the movement if you want to shred and look good and actually be good at it too. So watch the back foot as we play through this. The back foot does not come up like this. It stays nice and level. It's almost tracking with the front foot. Now you might notice the back foot, the toe is almost pointed down in some cases, okay? This is the pedal press. I talk about it a lot on the channel. In fact, I did a whole episode on this a little bit ago. It's got like 40, 50,000 views just over the past couple weeks, and people love it. So you should watch that video now if you want to go deeper in this. Now, the issue is that most riders, they're so focused on dropping their heels when they're riding downhill that they don't actually do real footwork. They just passively drop their heels down. What you need to do is, if you drop your heels, it needs to be active. In other words, we're working with and dancing with the bike to create resistance with the forward pedal and resistance to rocking the pedals with the back pedal. When you are able to resist the rocking forces of the pedals by pressing in through the back leg, then this gives you balance. Why? Because the forces that are coming at you no longer throw the body forward, and because you're able to push through the back foot to keep the pedals from rocking, you're not getting tipped over the front of the bike, and you just stand there. It's what makes beautiful sections of trail like this so much fun. So if you play it through in regular motion, watch how smooth it can be. It's a lot of fun. Now that you have balance in your body, you can get the bike to move around you, which is really the goal of looking good. Every single rider that looks good out on the trail has the bike move around them, not the other way around. Everyone talks about get back, get low. No, move the bike around you and you'll look good on the trail, and the bonus is that you'll actually feel good. Now the next thing we need to move on to is speed. Adding speed not only makes you look good, but it can challenge those skills and create an infinite amount of fun. And this anytime skill of adding speed, it's probably the biggest flexible time. Being able to drop in on any kind of feature, on any kind of bike, and your friends are like, oh, I don't even know if I can do that. And you drop in on a hardtail with no suspension and you're able to just clean it, that's the way. Now, how do we add speed? We already talked about creating balance through the feet. It's what do you do with it? And what I want to show you is this concept of always being neutral with the bike. Thinking about this like a body position, I want you to think about how can I use this idea to give me more stability so that I can go faster doing the same thing. All right, so what you want to do is you want to go chin over stem for pretty much everything. Now watch this rider right here on this jump. I'm going to show you jumps, I'm going to show you cornering, I'm going to show you basically all the skills that I promised earlier on why chin over stem is such a useful tool. So obviously, is my chin over stem right here? No, but also the trail is going like this. So what I'm doing is I'm initiating a movement and then I'm returning quickly to chin over stem. So returning to chin over stem, what that does is instead of me making a bunch of extra movement, I've isolated all the cool stuff to me and the bike are now moving together. So with drops, let's take a look right here. I'm going off of a probably 7, 8, 9 foot drop. And where's my chin? Pretty much right over my stem. If you do a move where maybe you're punching out or you're doing a little manual or you're hopping on the bike, it doesn't really matter what the technique is. If you're able to return to neutral in the middle of your move on a drop, then that means that you can be in balance. When we're cornering and you want to go faster, one of the keys is to put your chin over stem. Now, all of you literal Larrys out there, just hush, because no, when we turn the bike, is my chin geometrically perfectly over the stem? No, it's probably to the inside of the bike. Here's the thing though, if I draw a line of the forces of the body and the turning right here through my chin, it'll probably be a straight line or so through the stem to the ground. You look here at the video, I'm getting low, I'm twisting my torso on top of the bike, and more importantly, what I'm doing is I'm staying in balance. Now, if you look closely here, obviously my chin, if I dropped an apple right here, it would fall to the right of the bike. And if you were to tilt the rider up, my chin would be right over the stem, and I'm not leaning forward and I'm definitely not leaning back. A lot of riders, they lean back because they've dropped their heels, or they lean back because they've dropped an outside foot and the bike spins around like this and they get thrown off the back of the bike. This is really cool because this means that I'm able to cash in on all the balance that we built from the very first one. Does that make sense? If this sounds pretty good, again, leave a comment below, share this with a riding buddy. I want this to be the best end of season you could possibly have. What about climbing? Let's take a look at climbing here. If you look at the rider and we're about to go up something, it's helpful to get the body forward so that we can keep weight on that front wheel. So even with climbing, chin over stem allows us to keep that balance that we bought ourselves from number one. Pretty awesome. Let's bring it home. If you've got your footwork done and you've got some balance and now you know about chin over stem and you can go faster, the real thing you need to do to absolutely look super fast on the bike is to learn about torso tracking. Torso tracking is what you do when there's about to be a big change in the trail, like a drop or some rocks or roots like these right here. And torso tracking allows us to anticipate the moves and to not only look smooth, but to really be smooth. Now, how do we do torso tracking? Well, you put your torso where it's about to go. Watch closely. What do you notice me doing? Do you see this extension right here? When you extend and then absorb and then extend again and then absorb again, what I'm doing is I'm really just doing what the trail is about to do right before it does it. If you watch the path of the torso, it maps a smooth line while everything else moves around the torso. This is so much fun, guys. Like, if you understand how to do this because you have great balance in the feet and you know that you're returning to chin over stem and the trail's about to go downhill or uphill, then just put your torso where it's about to need to be. Really, if you pay close attention, it's like I turn everything into a pump track. It doesn't matter that there's rocks and roots and leaves, and I can throw a manual in after it because I feel in control. And you can too if you apply this principle. You can even do this with combinations of moves. Check out this right here. We've got a manual to a little roller down, and then I'm using my torso tracking. If you pay close attention right here, watch the torso drop and the arms go and extend out. So I'm putting my torso, so again, by putting my torso nice and low here, it not only gives me stability, but it gives me room to move my arms like this, so that I end up just standing neutral and chin over stem. It gives me a ton of control and it's a lot of fun. Allows me to whip around, do cool moves like this. Now that you've seen what these 3 moves can do, go take it to the trail. And again, my name's Dave Davidson. Thank you for watching. I'm on a mission to solve the progression problem that's causing the crash crisis in mountain biking by restoring athleticism. The big one on this channel is I want you to blow this video up. Share this with a riding buddy right now. Make sure that everybody sees this so that they can go have fun on whatever bike they've got. Again, it's not really about the bike that you ride, it's how you ride the bike that you got. And if you're like me, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, and I want to be able to ride each and every one at the highest level, just like you. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode. Peace.